this is Sunniva.
And this is Johannes.
And you're watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at Aquaria. This is a new game coming out at Spiel. And this is a pre-production copy sent to us by the publisher. So thank you so much for that. As always, we're going to start out this review by doing a brief overview. Not the full rules breakdown, but we will tell you a little bit so you know a bit more about what you're doing in this game. In this game, you are putting fishes and other plants into your little aquarium. You're doing that because of Euro stuff. You want to score points. This is an action selection game. You are going to play through 4 rounds of the game, and the main mechanism is the action selection that happens all over on this board here. There's going to be 5 of these actions around here with one like middle one where you can basically do a little bit of everything that you need to be done. On my turn, I will move my action selection die from this location where I am to any location I want to. If I move to one of the adjacent locations, I will get a bonus for moving there. I do have to move, so I cannot do the same action again. When I move, I will put my die over to the 2, which means I've done 2 actions this round. So this is basically just a counter, counting up to the 4 actions that you are doing each round. There is it can be more people on one space. It doesn't matter. You can, as I said, go wherever you want. So you will always have the possibility to do every action except the one you just did. Kind of you can do that as well because you can go to the middle and do the basic version of it. On most of the other actions, you can pay pearls to do better versions of the actions. And the actions you are doing is mostly getting food and more fish cards into your hand. You will be getting oxygen, which is basically your currency in the game. You will be playing cards using the oxygen into your aquarium to get bonuses. You will also move on the encyclopedia track to get these bonus tokens that you can use wherever you want, and also to get better income bonuses if you trigger a symbol, for example, this symbol here, or this, not for example, that is a symbol that lets you trigger wherever you are on this track. When you play your fish cards, let's say I just play this fish card right here, I am going to pay the oxygen up here. The clownfish will have a discount when you place them next to an, what do you call it in English?
Anemone.
Anemone, it's a fun word, that's true, anemone, I love it. And then you will do the actions on the card. A lot of the actions will be revolving these dials over here. And depending on the round, you want a specific color to be pointed at. For example, this first round, I would have liked to move this too. And I have one more move left. I can move this because most of the time you can move in the column and the row that you place the card in. Other things you will do, you get upgrades for this filter whenever you get to fill up the filter. Let's show it. Boom! You will trigger all of the bonuses and incomes on your filter track. You will be moving on this zoo track to get or the pet shop track, I think that's the name of it, to get different instant bonuses and points. And all of this you're doing, of course, to try to be the player who has the most points after 4 rounds. After 4 rounds, there is a lot of different scorings. There is 9 different scorings if you're playing the base game, or 10 different scorings if you're playing with the advanced variant, which isn't really that advanced. So you should probably play with that if you're used to playing medium-heavy Euro games. And that is an overview, brief-ish, of what you're doing in Aquaria.
Yeah. The rules in itself aren't that hard, but I feel like it's like a tight action selection mechanism
100%.
with never enough time to do what you want, because you have, as you said, 4 actions every round, and you might be like, I want to get cards, I want to get actual oxygen so I can pay for those cards, and I want to play the cards. That's 3 actions.
Yes.
And you probably want to, the 2 actions that are left then is moving up on this encyclopedia track and this, what do you call it?
The pet shop, I think it's called.
And you basically don't have time for it all.
Nope.
So I feel you will go like kind of choose some direction to go in this game.
There is, like when I read the rules, it seems like it's a very straightforward game. And when you play it, it isn't It's crunchy, but not in like a mind-melting way. I feel like Delicious Games-wise, this is probably the lightest game they have published, but it's not a light game by any means. I would put it in like the medium plus, like a medium to heavy, like in that medium plus. It's not a heavy game. because of the decision space and because of the final scorings, because there's so many final scorings to think about. So the first time you play, it might be a bit overwhelming remembering all of them, but you want to do them all. I have seen strategies of playing this where people have just tried to fill up their board because you will get a lot of points for the rows and columns, but then like with sneaking in a little bit of extra points here and there and winning by that. I have seen a strategy where you place a lot of these anemones and then do the clownfish adjacent to them, because then you get them cheaper and then the clownfish will score points for the anemones. There's a lot of different things to do. With that said, in a card game like this where you will be drafting cards when it's your turn, I never felt that I was like, oh no, I hope you don't take that one card, because then there's nothing left for me.
I agree. The cards are a little different, but they're mostly variations of the same kind of things. They have a little different bonuses. The colors can sometimes matter for both scoring here and also to move up on this track.
Yeah.
But I like that there is different reasons to choose the cards. And it's pretty flexible also, because you can just spend a oxygen to wipe the pool.
Yeah.
But what I do enjoy is that I'm trying to look for the right kind of, what do you call it, creature species for my aquarium. And also, I would like to go for something that's not super expensive, because 11 oxygen is the maximum you can have at all times. And also, this is gonna go down pretty fast. But when it comes to scoring each round, the cheaper a fish or creature is, the more expensive it is to feed every round. So as you see, this, which costs 6 oxygen, is just like 3 points.
Yeah.
But this, you have to actually get that food.
Yeah, if you don't have the food, I didn't go through the scoring and the end of round stuff, but basically we get some income and stuff like that, reset the tracks. And as you said, you will have to pay the food. If you don't pay the food, you will lose points, so you can't like rush out cards, even if you have like super cheap cards, except for the free ones, because they're not going to give you any points at the end of the round. Another thing that you're trying to do is to dial these things the right way, because they're going to be a different order each time you play. For example, this game, it was going to be blue, green, red, and yellow. So you might be going, okay, so next round is green, and now it's blue. So for example, if I am on red on this, maybe I don't want to go past green to blue. Also, there's a lot of moves and I have to move again. So maybe I just want to either do nothing or just move it once. So I won't get it this time, but I will get it next time.
And also these two are on green from before. So maybe I will play something deliberately into this column right here to change this or this style instead. I like that interesting thinking about how to place and also which bonuses I really need for next round.
What I said already kind of is that, and this is a thing I enjoy, I wouldn't say like there's like a huge differentiation to things you will do, because you will be playing cards into here.
Yeah.
You will probably move a bit there. Don't have to. You probably move a bit there. Don't have to. And you will probably put some things in there. You don't have to. But you will be playing cards here. But the thing is, if you don't go for this or this or this, which I did a game I played, you won't get any of the final scoring fish, which is like a free placement. So let's say I just got this there, I could fill up this and just get 3 points for filling up the column, but I would also give me points for the things I had put in my aquarium at the end of the game. So I'm not going for any of them. Did not win me the game, just to let you know that, but it's like it's giving you options, but it is one of those games where I don't feel like every time I play it's going to feel extremely different. It's going to feel like a nuance of what I did. Did you feel the same way?
Yeah, I agree. I've had plays where I didn't put anything into here, so and I didn't focus on filling up the filters, so I didn't get to do that a lot. And opposites, I think that you can, whatever direction you choose, you will have a winning chance, unless you don't go for any of the paths.
That is what I do the best.
I think that I just have to give some positives to the player aid, because I really like both the round structure and the final scoring.
Yeah. I will have to say that we play this mostly with 2. We also play 4. And this is a game that to me doesn't add a lot adding the more players. These bonuses there are more bonuses on them when you play with more players, it's a bit more like, oh, I hope you don't go there because then I will get that bonus that really helps me.
Yeah, because you didn't mention, but this changes.
Oh yeah, so when you go there, it will move, and then there will be a different bonus, and then you move and it will be a different bonus.
Yeah.
So that might happen more with the more players, but other than that, I felt like the multiplayer experience was basically just adding time, because it's not one of those games, like most of what you do is solitaire. And there were some solitaire games where I really care about what you do, especially when you play something on the board, you get something, you do stuff. But here it's like I play this card, I move. There's not really a lot for me visually to also think about to see what you're doing on your turn. So for me, this is like a game I would recommend with 2 players. And maybe like it's so interesting because it's all these games. Some people be like, I don't mind that at the time because I'm with my friends and I enjoy it.
Yep.
And I also like being with my friends and enjoying it, but I do feel more and more that I like 4-player games to add a bit something more, like to add something more than just 2 more people around the table, because we have so many games to choose from when it comes to playing with more players. I really feel like that. So who do you think is going to like Aquaria?
I think you're gonna like it if you want kind of a deep game, wordplay, but not a lot of complex rules. And some symbology also, or like the iconography, makes it super clear. So I think this is a pretty simple game to get into, but when you're playing it, we've had some AP moments in this game where 100%. It's like, if I do this way, then I get to move this dial, then I will get the food that I need for the so you get depth without a very it's still easy to get to the table because it's fairly easy to get the hang of.
Depending on what kind of games you like, it might be or depending on the way you play games as well. This is a game where you can think a lot about, okay, but if I play this, it's going to cost me 3 oxygen. It goes down there, which goes me down to -2 points. And if I can't fill up this then, because then I get -2 points because you will score the value there.
Yep.
But if I place it over here instead, or if I place this card instead, it's a bit more expensive, but it's going to change the way I do this thing, and it's going to change that, but that doesn't work for my scoring. So if you are a player like that, who like kind of min-maxing, it's at the end of the game there might be a lot of things to think about, so it all depends on the way your brain works. So if you don't like that you can like min-max and like think, oh, you know exactly these 2 cards are going, this is going to give me this is going to give me that, and start doing the mathematics on it. If you don't play like that, you're just going to play and see the points you get. Or like there's a middle thing, like if you're just like, this is good for me, this might be good for me, I don't know which is best, I'm going to play this one. So just so you know, those things are here. So are you ready? Final thoughts time?
Yeah.
Do you want to begin?
Yeah,
good.
Yeah. Because you didn't?
No, because you always begin, or else it would be like a rift in the universe.
Who are you? Well, I enjoy this game. I think it's pleasant. I also think I really enjoy it. The 2 players. It goes pretty quickly. I think we've gotten into under an hour.
A bit around an hour.
Yeah. And which I think is a great playtime for this kind of game. And it gives me like a crunchy game night in like I wouldn't put this in the medium plus category. I would put it in medium.
Okay.
Because I think I can make a medium game really complicated in my head.
Yeah. I feel like for most people it's going to be medium plus.
Okay.
Like, because when we talk medium, we usually talk like Riverboat, Rajas of the Ganges, all of these games, and this has a lot more crunch to the placement and the scoring and the final scoring.
Yeah, okay. Well, I can see
I think
your
most
point.
people would, but you're special.
Yeah, but I think this is a good game. I will give this a 6.5.
Okay. Aquaria, I really enjoy it. I think that there is a lot of nice things going on here. It's not one of those games that gives me like the, wow, this is an amazing game and I'm going to love it forever. But I'm having fun when I play it. I enjoy my decisions. I enjoy the trying different strategies. This is one of the things I really enjoy, that every time I play, I've been going, okay, these are the cards in my starting hand, and these are the final scoring cards. And because it's usually not super hard to get the type of card you need, but sometimes you need like a specific color. For example, this one might be really good now because this is going to pay for a green food, and I have another card that needs a green food. So if I play that, that's going to pay for itself every round. So there's a lot of these things to think about, which I really enjoy. I'm going to land it on a 7. It's a good game that I have been enjoying playing. And that is going to be the end. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Cinema.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.